Hello, I'm Wilton from Elm.biz. In our series Grammar Watch, we're going to look at the will and going to future today. And I've brought along Phil, who you know from other exercises, to explain it to you. So welcome, Phil.
Hi Wilton, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again, and I'll leave the floor to you.
Thank you very much. Hello again everybody. The other day I was on the train coming to work and I was talking to a colleague about a client, Mr. Smith. And I thought, I know, I'll give Mr. Smith a call. After all, it is Christmas and I haven't heard from him in ages. When I got to the office, I walked straight over to my desk and another colleague who was nearby said to me, "Oh Phil, you look busy, what's going on?" And I said, "I'm going to give Mr. Smith a call." And I did, and he was very happy to hear from me. But here's the interesting thing. First of all, I was on the train with my colleague and I said, I will give Mr. Smith a call. And then later, in my office with another colleague, I said, I'm going to give Mr. Smith a call. Both times we're talking about an action which is in the future, but one time I used will and the other time I used going to. What's the difference? Well, let's see. When I was on the bus, the train, I was thinking about this idea and speaking at the same time. And so the idea for the future action happened at the same time as I was speaking. So I used I will. Later in the office, when I spoke to my other colleague, the action was still in the future, but my decision to make this action was already in the past. And that's one difference between these two structures. We use will when we make a decision to do something in the future in the moment that we are speaking. I have a problem. I know, I'll call my colleague, he can help. But when the decision is already in the past for our future action, then we change. The client called me yesterday for the information. I'm going to send it to him today. And this is one difference for using will or going to. Anyway, back to my story about Mr. Smith. I rang Mr. Smith and he was happy. He was really happy. I said, "Why are you so happy, Mr. Smith?" He said, "I'm looking at the sales forecast for next year. It's going to be an excellent year." That's great. He said, "Yes, my boss will be really happy." I said, "Okay, wonderful, Mr. Smith, I wish you all the best," and I put down the telephone. And here's another interesting thing. He said, "It's going to be an excellent year next year. It's future." And he said, "My boss, when he sees these figures, will be really happy too." Again, going to and will. What's the difference? Well, let's see. First of all, he was talking about the sales forecast for next year, but he wasn't just guessing. He had paper, documents in his hand. He could see the information and he could make a prediction based on this evidence. And that's what we do. When we have evidence, information available now that helps us to make a prediction for the future, then we use going to. In his case, it's going to be an excellent year. And then he told me about his boss. He knows his boss very well. He knows his boss, when he sees good figures, is a happy man. So this was something in the future that Mr. Smith believed was true. For him it was a fact. And that's another thing that we do. When we talk about things which we see as facts in the future, then we use will. So, I know my boss, he likes good figures. When he gets good figures, he's happy, so my boss will be really happy too. This is another difference between will and going to for the future. So, I hope that this little explanation has helped you to clarify the reasons when we use will and when we use going to, and I look forward to seeing you next time.